The announcement this week that the original Star Wars movie would be translated into Anishinaabemowin has generated a lot of excitement. Auditions for voice actors are set to begin in 2024 in Winnipeg. For more on this, we're joined by two of the people who were integral in making the project a reality. Maeengan Linklater is Director of Operations. Maeengan and Cary, thanks to you both for being here. Maeengan, let's start with you. How did this all come to be?
You know, it's about 2 years ago. I was driving to work there, and a friend of mine, Dougald Lamont, he's a former MP for MLA for St. Boniface, gave me a call. I said, Maeengan, you know, do you know any language instructors? And I was like, oh, dude, man, my mother, Pat Ningwants, you know, who's just appointed to the Order of Canada, is like one of the foremost Ojibwe translators and language keepers in Canada. And I said, what's up? And he's like, well, I've been in contact with Star Wars and Lucasfilm, and you know, I've been making the pitch that we should do a translation just as the same as they did with the Navajo version. I said, dude, okay. So he was, you know, going back and forth, figuring things out and being the go-ahead. And I said, dude, I love you, but you know, let me make a short proposal, just sort of explaining, you know, the opportunity that we have. Winnipeg is central with one of the largest urban Aboriginal communities in all of Canada, with a large percentage of, like, you know, Indigenous speakers. We have a very mature film industry here, and with lots of access. We're technologically advanced. We got the infrastructure. We can do it. We got APTN. We got the University of Manitoba. We got all of this stuff here at our hands, and we're capable of doing this. And so I sent it in, and then Lucasfilm said, "Yep, if you guys find the cash, you know, then you know they would support it." And so then my mother, because of her extensive experience with in doing this type of language revitalization projects, she wrote the initial project that outlined the pre-production, the production, and the post-production components. And then from there, you know, we were able to get further partners such as University of Manitoba, APTN, and of course, you know, Lucasfilm, and that's kind of like where we. And then, of course, we developed the final submission to Canadian Heritage, and we got that on, and I kid you not, May 4th of this year.
It really sounds like the stars aligned for you. Cary, what is the University of Manitoba's role in the project, and what do you think it could mean for language revitalization?
Well, the University of Manitoba's role, Pat Ningwants, who's been mentioned as the really, you know, key part of this project, doing the translation and also planning on doing a lot of work with the voice actors. She is on our Indigenous Studies faculty and has been teaching Indigenous language for the university for a few years. We were very lucky to bring her to our campus, and we've been in the process of building language programs around Anishinaabemowin and Cary over the last few years, and also are working with the province on strategic planning around Indigenous language teacher training. So, you know, one of the really exciting things for me, besides the fact that we're going to be able to support the work directly through holding the auditions on our campus, and you know, working with our film and theater department on some pieces here and there, we are also, you know, a campus community. We have a very large group of Indigenous faculty, staff, and students, and hearing the excitement of young people realizing that Indigenous language could lead to careers in translation, and careers as voice actors, and further opportunities. So many of my colleagues that you know, you always got to vet things through the boss. And so while we had a very tight circle of folks that knew about the project, you know, some of them came back to me in the last day or two and said, you know, I knew this was important, it's a film project, but I didn't expect how excited my kids or my grandkids were going to be about this project, and how proud it would make them of opportunities that they have to learn the language, and of what we can do and achieve here in Winnipeg. So I think those are all, you know, really exciting opportunities, and the university is thrilled to be a part of it and to support Pat's role in the film.
That's fantastic. Maeengan, you're a Star Wars super fan. Your son's middle name is Jedi, but there are a lot of Indigenous super fans of Star Wars. Any idea how many voice actors may be needed and how difficult it may be to translate into Anishinaabemowin?
So with the Navajo version that is available on Disney Plus, I think they had about maybe 19 speaking parts there, or 19 actors, I think, potentially. So just kind of like a high-level round figure that's, is based upon what is available there. As we go through the whole translation component, we'll have to be able to identify what characters are there, how many lines that they have, all of that stuff there, because it really comes down to sort of figuring out, how many speaking parts are going to be available out there, and to just take it from there. I mean, that's essentially, like, I couldn't give you a firm number because I really don't know. I haven't did the character count on that, but definitely a huge super Star Wars fan, because I mean I think I was first 3 years old when I first saw it, and I think I saw it 50 times that summer. I mean, every week. And I think, and again, my son is named Ondig, Jedi, and initials are AJ, but every time we cross the U.S. border, the border guards are always looking, oh, you're a Jedi Knight. So, but I think in terms of being able to revitalize the Indigenous or the Anishinaabe language, I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, it's about establishing a new hope.
Mm-hmm. And Cary, helping to revitalize the language is just one of the goals with this project. What are the other hopes?
Well, as I mentioned, Pat Ningwant has been with the university for a while now. She's been called upon to do translation before, not just here, but also with our hospitals and clinics, with legal cases. There's a lot of need for translators in our languages, and translation is a particular skill that really does need some training to go into. So I know she's interested in developing a translation track, whether that's a micro-credential or a full degree program, we're not sure yet. But that's certainly something that we'll be supporting her on developing at the university, that I think will support our whole Manitoba community.
Well, we'll have to end it there, but thanks again, and may the force be with you on this project.
Miigwech.
Miigwech.